And welcome to the Hardline Truck Series, painted by Overdrive Graphics tonight, round 5 at Richmond. One thing to note before we get going here tonight, Michael Skinner with some issues regarding his machine, but should be sneaking in here shortly. But to the racing, again, round 5 of this 2016 season, and from what we saw in practice, was looking like we were going to see the normal contenders here. Justin Laxton on pole currently, with Justin Brown right behind him. Just a few minutes left to go here in qualifying. There's the board there. And pretty early we saw William Long in practice, most notably, looking like he was going to have a good shot at it. They were all 1, 2, 3. Of course, those were the 3 who finished first, second, and third last week at Rockingham. So obviously Rockingham and Richmond, a little bit of a different style of track. Obviously Richmond, a short track here, so hoping to see some short track action here tonight. You see on the board there, times are still fairly close between each other, and this track, notably not the easiest to get around, but once you get into rhythm, it seems like it just kind of comes to you. So one thing these drivers may have to watch out for here tonight is that turn 2 wall. It seems like that can come out and bite you very quickly, almost like all these tracks where you think you're good and then all of a sudden you're in the wall. So have to see how those guys handle it tonight. It could be no issue for them, or it could be one of the more difficult challenges they face tonight. One interesting thing here, not often do you see Richmond being raced in the day, but that's the conditions we're racing tonight. Should add for just a bit more slickness around this track. So there you see there, Justin Laxton currently on pole with a 22.110. Justin Brown not too far behind with a 22.274. And you got Gerald Harper in third there, in the 26 Chevrolet. Jonathan Christopher in that 79 truck, noted, got his first win in the Hardline Truck Series at Phoenix earlier in the season, about 2 races ago. So a lot of pressure off his back, and looking like he may have a good run here tonight. Just Story currently in the 5th position there. Richard Hines 6th. Rusty Capel 7th. And then notably Jonathan Wall currently in the 8th position. Kind of interesting seeing him fairly far back in the field there. But again, we always note here, it's not about where you qualify. It's going to be where you race and where you finish. So just about a minute 30 left here before we take the green flag here tonight. Should be a fairly short race, 125 laps if I am not mistaken. With how small this track is, given it's 3/4 of a mile, should go by fairly quick here, but one thing hoping to see tonight, again, as we said, some good short track action. These guys normally never fail to put on some great racing. So just a minute left, see where everyone ends up here, if anyone can advance their position. Again, noted before, William Long was 3rd in practice, now sitting currently 10th on the board in qualifying here. And a good run last week at Rockingham, was better on the long runs, and no one was catching that 53 last week, and he's going to looking like he's going to start right where he finished last week. So he's going to pick up where he left off. Currently the point sitter as well in the Hardline Truck Series. It's 20 seconds left. A little bit of a smaller field here tonight, 11 cars, but shouldn't take away from the great racing we see here tonight. So 3 seconds left here, and it's looking like this is where everyone's going to end up tonight. So we'll go through the starting grid here. Justin Laxton will be your pole sitter, with Justin Brown starting second. Gerald Harper starting third, Jonathan Christopher fourth, Jess Story fifth, Richard Hines sixth, Rusty Capel seventh, Jonathan Wall eighth, David Hayne ninth, William Long 10th, and William Werman 11th. So everyone just wrapping up their runs here. And that'll wrap up qualifying for us. Should be a one pace lap around here tonight. And then be set to get to the green flag for 125 laps. I don't think we should see too many pit stops here tonight. Maybe the at least 2 here. I could be extremely wrong about that, but and in terms of tire wear, I don't think Richmond is too bad of a track in terms of eating up tires. So, however, daytime could put a little damper in that. We'll check out what these guys will be racing here in terms of weather here tonight, or I should say today. Partly cloudy skies overhead with an air temp of 78 degrees and a track temp of 104. So it shouldn't be too extremely bad. We've definitely seen worse, but overall these tires are probably going to get hot fairly quickly, and should lead to some more sliding around and make it harder for these guys to gain control of their trucks. Alright, so here we go. See up there, 125 laps tonight, so I am not mistaken. And it's looking like we might see another fight between the 53 and 81 here tonight. Again, noted last week that was 53 was the winner, 81 got second. However, Justin Brown did give it a really good shot there on the last restart. Was to the back bumper of Justin, just couldn't get around, and Justin Laxton, obviously the dominant truck last week, but tonight could be a whole different story here. To see what everyone else has in the tank tonight. Short track can usually shake up the field, so it'll be 2 pace laps around here tonight. I somewhat assumed that. It's normally the deal around short tracks, so. I was gonna say it's looking like iRacing's scoring sorted out there, but they'll all go back randomized. So. So I wouldn't say the most challenging short track we go to here, Richmond International Raceway, but definitely a tricky one nonetheless. It's really easy once you get out of rhythm to get back into it. You should see a lot of tight racing around this 3/4 mile track. Pace car is off, field left in the hands of the 53 Justin Laxton. And we are green. A good start there, but the 79 does not get a good start, and that's going to take out the 87 of Richard Hines as well. Didn't think wheel spin would be too big of a factor here in the early going. But obviously, it's looking like that might be the case here. We'll take another look at that. Can't tell if he didn't get, or if that was wheel spin, or he just didn't get going. It just looked like the car did not go. I didn't see any wiggle in the rear end of that 79. Let's ride on board here real quick with 79. Thinking he might have possibly missed a gear or started in. Wow, there's not even any throttle input in that car. It's possibly an issue with the pedals for Jonathan Christopher. But you could hear there was no input into the throttle. Back up front here, lap 3 coming to lap 4. The 26, Gerald Harper currently up to second. Got that position away from the 81, Justin Brown. And it's looking like Justin starting to pull away a little bit of a gap there, but now the 81's going to try and fight back for that second spot. Right on board here with the 81 for a lap. See how he gets around the Richmond International Raceway. It's interesting to note, sometimes these guys can get the high lane working. I absolutely don't expect that tonight, but it's interesting the different lines these guys can get around. So already looking like the 53 Justin Laxton pulling away almost a second over the 26 Gerald Harper. But the 81 Justin Brown not too far behind of that 26 as well. 0.4 of a second to the rear bumper of that 26. Already it's looking like guys are just kind of strung out and they're trying to get settled in here for the long run. Should we get a long run here? Back to the 1 Jonathan Wall here, the 28 David Hayne actually tried to get it on the high side there, looking like he would have been successful, but the 1 was able to power back on that inside line. You can see back there the 87 and 79 involved in that lap 1 incident right as they took the green flag. You can see the 87 well, I was gonna say maybe trying that high line, but I think either just missed the corner or that truck may have no more steering in it from that incident. You can see the front ends fairly tore up on that 87 machine, so not quite sure what damage he has suspension-wise inside there. Right behind, or right in front of him, I should say, is the 22 of William Long there. Again, finished 3rd last week and looking like this track may be a bit of a struggle here tonight. However, didn't really see the 22 come into play until maybe halfway at Rockingham, so it could be the same story tonight. Yeah, lap 10 and everyone just strung out at this point. .4 seconds is the gap to the 53 to the 26. Justin Brown about a second behind 26. Like some of the best battles will be back in the field there. At 79, Jonathan Christopher looked like that truck got a little bit sideways as he exited 4. 28, David Hayne in the middle lane there. Not sure if he's just trying to get that rubbered in or missed the corner. Looking like he may be trying to get that line rubbered in as he does it again in 3 and 4. Have to see how well that works out for him as there goes the 79. Jonathan Christopher in the grass. Does he save it? No, into the inside wall there. Going to stop on the apron. Not going to be any caution due to him being below the yellow line and off the racing surface. So we'll get another look at that real quick. Just off the corner again, saw him do it last lap and unfortunately just hits the inside wall there. You can see a bit of damage back there. I don't think that'll be too bad, but so a bad night has gone to worse for the 79 of Jonathan Christopher. Noted had that first lap, really green flag incident there where it looked like the pedals just didn't get going. And you can see now has gone a lap down to the 53 of Justin Laxton. Back in the field just a little bit, second, third, and fourth there. All sort of under a blanket. Looking like that 7, Jess Story, going to try and get a run at the 81 of Justin Brown, and that would be for the 3rd position. And then you can see right in front of them the 26 Gerald Harper, not too far ahead as well. And Justin Laxton already a 3-second lead over this field. So again, as we said pre-race, looking like that strong run from last week, he's just going to pick it up and go from there. We're right on board here with the 7 of Jeff Stewart. So far, it was only looking like the 28 there of David Hayne was trying to get that inside line, or excuse me, that middle lane rubbered in. You see everyone is pretty well committed to the bottom. I mean, it's basically at all short tracks. This is a very much rhythm-based racetrack where once you get out of it, it's hard to get back into it, and vice versa. So now looking like that 7 ever so close to the 81. Not sure he's going to be able to do anything with Justin Brown when he gets to him. Looking through the field, this would be the closest battle on track at the moment. Interesting to see not a lot of gains being able to be made with the 81 to the 26, and then with the 7 to the 81, but now it's looking like that 81 going to be all over the back bumper of the 26. I think Gerald missed that corner there, and that's going to cost him huge. To the inside goes the 81 of Justin Brown now, into 1. Going to be able to take that second spot back from the 26. Those two battling side by side. Let the 7 Jeff Story catch up just a little bit. And now is not too far behind that 26 truck. Now we'll have to see if the 81 Justin Brown can put a little bit of a gap between him and Gerald Harper. And no, here comes Gerald now to the inside as we enter 3. Going to try and stick the nose in there. I don't think he's going to be able to do anything with it. I think he was just trying to get Justin to look, possibly leave that lane open. And as we exit 4 again, it's pretty interesting how these guys are just sort of staying where they are, not a lot of ground being able to be made up here, and unless they get side by side, of course, and that was how the 7 was able to close the gap to the 26. It's looking like, from what we're seeing so far tonight, it's you can get to the back bumper of someone, but passing them might be a whole different thing unless you get the nose inside. However, that 26 has not lost touch to the 81 just quite yet. It'll be interesting to see if the lap car of Jonathan Christopher will be an issue here as these 3 start to catch him. So Justin Laxton now out to a 5-second lead over the 81 of Justin Brown there. Now here comes the 7 now on the 26 of Gerald Harper. A good run out of 2. Is he going to be able to get the nose inside entering 3? No, he's not. Have to see how good of a run he can get on the front straightaway here. As we enter 1 again, looking like that 7 moving up just a little bit off that yellow line. See if he can get a little bit more grip here. At least entering 1. We're right on board with the 7. So we have a caution out on the speedway. Not sure where that would be. Not seeing a whole lot of guys turned around here. Possibly something with the 8 truck here, not too sure. Looking like he already had some damage there and was slow on the racetrack, so. Could quite possibly just be slow on the racetrack there, so. As the leader is going to come down pit road now. And we'll give this another shot with our pit road board. You can see there a curved pit road towards the exit. Be interesting to see if anyone tries the 2-tire strategy. Looking like everyone gonna go all 4. 26 Gerald Harper actually gonna beat the 81 of Justin Brown out there. Slow stop for the 81, possibly fixing some damage there. So Gerald looking like he will get another shot at it. However, I don't believe anyone can be able to hold, is going to be able to hold with the 53 for very long, at least on these restarts. Say that, but restarts seem to be where people can kind of get a look at the 53 Justin Laxton there, but towards the longer run, as you saw that time, the car just pulls away. So our first caution of the night here coming out on lap 32. That would be our first pit stop as well of the night. So top 5 hasn't really been shaken up too badly there. I do see William Long there on pit road, and it's looking like he's been there for a while. Currently 3 laps down. So it's looking like going to be 2 to go here. So should be taking the 1 to go this time around. Yep, the pace car light's going to go off, and the 1 Jonathan Wall there stopped on the racetrack. Not sure if he has some sort of penalty there, or yep, it's looking like he was just letting people by. So again, don't expect these guys, from what we've seen so far, to be able to stay with that 53 of Justin Laxton, because it looks like he just maybe 5-10 laps in, that car just starts to pull away, and it comes to life. These guys looking like they get a good 5-lap shot at it. That's looking like all they'll get. So should we get a late race restart, could give these guys a shot at the 53. As we have added a lap here. As we will go green this time around now. Lap 37 is when we will be going back to green flag racing here. And so far, as I said before the start of this race, didn't think too many people would go to that middle line, but so far we've seen one driver trying to get that rubbered in. Question is, will we see anyone else give it a shot here? I'm thinking no, but we've already seen one driver try it, so see if anyone else does the same. Pace car pull in. Be all on the 53. Again, green flag is out, and a good start by the 53 as well. The 26 not letting him get too far out ahead. '81 able to get by the 26 there, being on the inside line. Now it's looking like the fight will be on for second. Back in the field as well there. 87 under the 28 there. That's for the 6th position. Looking like he might get it into 3 here. And he will. Again, that 28 looking like he's pretty committed to that middle line and trying to get that rubbered in. But as we go back up front here, 81 looking like he may just start to pull away from that 26, and as you can see, the 53, they haven't lost sight of him quite yet. I have a feeling that might change here into the later laps. We'll ride on board here with the 81. A little bit, looking like a little bit loose there, entering one. Looking like the one, yeah, Jonathan Wall back down pit road. Not quite sure the reason, but looking like a bad night gone worse for that one Jonathan Wall. Hasn't really had the best of starts here, and obviously, and he is just disconnected. So done for the night is the one Jonathan Wall. So that'll leave 8 trucks on the lead lap here, 9 on track. With the 79, Jonathan Christopher left on track, but 1 lap down due to an incident earlier in the race. As he gets around the 28 there again, it's pretty interesting. The 28 will not leave that middle line there. Dropped back to the 7th position already. Most likely lose 8th as well. See the damage fixed there on the 87. It's looking like he may start to move through the field here shortly. Looking like he was already on the back bumper of the 24 Rusty Capel, and that's for the 5th position. So even though it was a bad start, looking like that 87 trying to pull out a top 5 here for the Knights over here. Back up front, the gap to the 81 from the 26, decreasing ever so slightly there. Saw the 22 William Long come off pit road. So we'll ride on board here with the 26 now, Gerald Harper. Saw earlier, it seemed like that 26 truck only had a bit of short run speed, maybe around 20 laps, and then it started to fall off. But making another run at the 81 here, and we'll have to see should or when a truck starts to fall off a bit. You can hear just how deep he gets it into that corner. Definitely better on entry, but it's looking like that 81 Justin Brown a little bit better on exit as he pulls away. See that 53 Justin Laxton just in sight as well. Not too far out ahead, but almost 2 seconds now to this field. So as it was last week as well, looking like it's just going to be a battle here for the second position. And that's going to be what's looking like as far as you're going to be able to go with that 53 Justin Laxton being so dominant. On lap 50 here, so 75 laps to go before we decide a winner here tonight. We're going to step away for just a quick second, but you won't miss a thing as we'll go side by side. We'll be right back. Third place just changing hands there as you saw it before we came back. So that'll put Jess Story into the third position. Another 26 Gerald Harper going to fall back to the fourth position here as we welcome you back to Richmond International Raceway for the Hardline Truck Series painted by Overdrive Graphics. 57 laps in the book here tonight, and your leader has been the 53 for all 57. I have a feeling that's probably going to change once we get in to green flag pit stops, should we get in to green flag pit stops here before the night is over. But so far, someone has hit the wall. Trying to get a number. You heard it there. Not quite sure who that was there, but as we click on to lap 60 here again, 53 Justin Laxton just picking up right where he left off last week with a dominating performance and win last week at Rockingham, and another absolutely dominant performance here tonight. And as you can see, the 81 Justin Brown has been able to pull away from the third spot there, but currently 3.5 seconds behind 53. And Jess Story, now your new third place driver, currently about 2.5 seconds behind the 81 now. And as for everyone else, it's looking like everyone just kind of spread out, strung out, and that's kind of what I expected here tonight in terms of the racing. Best battle, if you want to call it, it's been between the 24 and the 87. Richard's been working at it for a while, just hasn't been able to get all the way up to the 24. Noted again earlier, Richard with a little bit front end damage there when he was involved in a green flag incident between the 79 Jonathan Christopher, when looking like he just didn't have pedals in the car. Excuse me, pedals that wanted to work, I guess. This 87's been trying to mount a charge ever since we've gone back to the green flag to this 24 and trying to get that top 5 position here. It's now looking like the 26 Gerald Harper noted looking like he only had a short run car there, and now it's kind of proved my theories. He's gonna try, or he's gonna start falling back to the 24 and 87 here before too long. But he would be one truck to watch out for here should we get a late race caution here, and that would stack everything up. And now the 24 in the wall. Not sure if that was just getting loose exiting the corner, or we'll take another look at it. And this is one of those walls, when you get in it, it's very hard to get out of it. Looking like he just went up just a little bit too far, and well, finally that 87 is going to get to the 5th position there. Didn't let that 24 out of his sights that whole time, and a little bit of a mistake by the 24 Rusty Capel, and allows the 87 to get by here. And now that leaves us to a point where everyone's spread out just about over a second of each other or more. And one truck I've been keeping my eye on here tonight, the 28 David Hayne. As he goes into one here, you notice now he's looking like he's all the way up against the wall, and he's gonna just about in the highest lane up there. He's been trying to rubber it in all night, but no one else has gone up there with him, so don't think we'll be able to see anybody else in that higher lane. But as we close into 50 laps to go here, 5 away from it, one thing we have to question, green flag pit stops. Will we see them, or will this play out to the end of the race? I imagine we'll have to see one more stop at least for fuel, or at least for tires, whichever one comes first, I assume. See that 22 there, William Long, currently 14 laps down, so we'll not be fighting that 7-car 4 position. But now that 22 showing some speed here now, even though being a lap down with some, looking like a little bit of rear end damage there. Somewhat able to close on the 7, who's in the 3rd spot, and obviously has some speed here tonight. So it's been a tough night for a lot of these guys. And William Long being one of them. Jonathan Christopher with that early, I guess you can call it, race start incident there, where just no throttle in the car on the initial start. And the Jonathan Wall has disconnected from the server tonight. Not quite sure what was happening with him. See the 8 William Worm in there all the way up the track and let these guys go by. And David Hayne now gone a lap down here, and now you can see back down on that inside line, so into the wall just a little bit there. He's been trying to work, again, that outside line in, and now he's looking like he's accepting defeat here, so he'll go back down to the bottom, and that'll leave 6 trucks left here on the lead lap. That just shows you what a blistering pace this 53 of Justin Laxton is putting down. And the 87, Richard Hines, now around the 26, Gerald Harper, so that'll put Richard in to the 4th position here. Don't know if he can climb any higher than that. But should we get another caution here? Or maybe green flag pit stops, that could shake up everything there. 79, Jonathan Christopher getting around the 26, not for position. 79, 1 lap down here. But that 24 is for position, as that would be the 6th spot and the final spot on the lead lap. 24 actually going to get around him on the outside there. Don't think he'll be able to complete the pass. No, as the 26 is going to fight back on that inside. He's going to be able to clear him, and now the 24 crosses under. And Rusty just looking for any sort of opening now at this point to get around this 26. Now the 26 starting to gap the 24 just a little bit. As soon as I say that, here comes the 24 right back at it. Possibly a little bit of contact there. We're right on board here with the 24. Again, watching the best battle on track currently. Right in front of them is the battle for the 8th spot. Both those trucks a lap down, so. And now we see the 26 again start to pull away just a little bit down the back straightaway there. It's 0.4 of a second behind them, closest battle on track. Besides them, everyone else a second or more away from each other on the racetrack, so just give you an idea of how separated everyone is here tonight. 8-track looking like he was stuck in the wall there. In this track, it's one of those walls where you get in it, it's so difficult to get out. And now here comes the 24. We're going to try it again here down the back straightaway. Looked like he was trying to stick the nose underneath. The 8 definitely slowing the momentum of the 26 there, and having to take evasive action. Trying to get to the bumper there. Looking like had some good corner exit speed. I was gonna say, gonna try now to get the nose underneath the 26 here, and looking like he missed the corner because of it. So now we see the 7 of Just Story coming in from the 3rd position to pit road. So our first set, our looking like probably only set of green flag pit stops here now taking place. The 81, Justin Brown, coming down now. And how long before we see the 53 down pit road? Looking like he might be coming this time, and he will. So first, second, third down. Waiting on Richard Hines now. Doesn't look like he'll be able to get to pit road this time with the 79 just below him, so he'll stay out a lap and looking like the perfect race. Well, I take that back, no, because the 53 was still ahead of the 87, but I'm assuming 53 cannot lock up all laps led here tonight, but will definitely lock up most laps led. As now the 87 will stay out another lap and lead what will be the only lap other than that 53 of Justin Laxton. And now this will be the battle for the lead there. 53 just getting around the 81. And once the 87, 26, and 24 come down pit road, that'll cycle everything out. We'll have to see how hard this 81 pushes it. Still have 37 laps to go here before the checkered flag comes out, so definitely room for another caution as the 87 and 24 come down pit road. It's going to leave the 26 Gerald Harper out on the racetrack. We'll stay out another lap. One thing to note as well, the 79 of Jonathan Christopher. Well, I was going to say he's back on the lead lap, but I think he's yet to pit, and that's going to answer that question for me. So here comes the 26 as well down pit road. And that will give the lead back to the 53 of Justin Laxton here tonight. So now it's looking like only 3 laps led. He has not led tonight. And as everything cycles around here, 35 laps to go. Doesn't look like it's shuffled up the field too much here, but give him 35 laps to go here. Gonna take a quick break, and then we'll take you to the checkered flag here, as we will be right back. You won't miss a thing as we go side by side. Welcome back to the Hardline Truck Series, painted by Overdrive Graphics. Round 5 at Richmond here tonight for the 2016 season with 26 laps to go now. Green flag pit stops actually finished up here now, and with all that shuffled out, it's only left 4 trucks left on the lead lap here tonight. So that just shows you how much of a pace this 53 is setting. Second place, 3.6 seconds back from the 53. And third place is about 10 seconds back. So it's looking like, unless we get a late race caution here, Justin Laxton has this race pretty much locked up, and we'll get back-to-back wins here. But still have room for a late race caution to shake things up here. Question is, will we actually get one before 5 laps to go? Just about everyone separated by at least 3 seconds now on track, so I think now the battle is just going to be this 53 and lap traffic. We'll take a ride on board here with the 53 and see how he gets around this racetrack so quickly. Here he eased it on the gas and almost saw the 8, or predicted it, and didn't get back into the gas immediately. That truck you see up there, the white and blue one, that's actually the 87 of Richard Hines there in the 4th position. So once he goes lap down, that'll leave 3 cars left on the lead lap here, coming to 20 laps to go. I don't think the 87 Richard Hines will be able to hold off the 53 for too long here, especially racing side by side and being on the outside line. He just got past the 8, William Werman there, who's currently in 9th, 3 laps down. The question is, how is this 53 going to be able to get around these two, is essentially blocking the racetrack for him. Going to get underneath the 87 there, so 3 cars now left on the lead lap. See, he's just out of 2. Just Story just exiting 4, so quite a gap for the 7. Don't think he has too much to worry about quite yet. Now as we take 19 laps to go, race slowly winding down here. Everyone's separated enough that I don't think we're going to be able to get another yellow here. However, I was going to say, looking like the 79 and 87 going to continue what they were fighting for there. However, the 79 actually 2 laps down, 87 is 1, so it's going to take some sort of mistake, or just getting loose off a corner for the 53. Justin Laxton to have to start worrying again here. One, not battle, but one truck I've been keeping my eye on is the 26 of Gerald Harper there. Seeming like that truck's not quite up to speed yet, and the 24 Rusty Capel slowly closing in the gap. Don't think he's going to be able to get to the 26. We're currently closing down that gap about 0.2 of a second. Rusty Capel's last lap, a 23.461. Gerald's a 23.829. So about 0.4 there was the difference, but I think in the 26, I was going to say possibly dealing with lap traffic, but clear track ahead of him with the 81 behind him. I think it might take a miracle to be able to get up to the 26. Because his first problem is going to be the the 81 right in front. But that gap is now slowly gaining or building again. So we go back out up front, clear track ahead of the 53. Justin Laxton, 107 laps led tonight, has led all but 4 in this event. And with 13 laps to go, just looking to see that white flag, or at least 5 laps to go, I guess, to finish this race out. Give you an idea of how this race has played out. Tonight, only 1 caution so far. 6 caution laps and 3 lead changes. So it's been a fairly clean and green race so far tonight. Rest of Capel back to this battle. Closing in the gap again was 1.8 when we left it. Now about 1.3 to that 26. And that'd be for the 5th position, be it 1 lap down. Have to see if this 81 plays any challenge here. Gonna go underneath, gonna hurt 26 possibly a little. Gonna lose a bit of time there. Rusty Capel now 6/10 back. Just one quick note, as guessed before the start of the race, it's been a 2 pit stop race so far tonight, so the fuel has been able to hold on here. Again, just finishing up their last round of green flag pit stops, around 20 laps ago. However, that seems like not too far, not too long ago with how short this racetrack is. So 8 laps to go here. Question is going to be, for the best battle on the track currently, can this 24 get by the 26 of Gerald Harper here? 4/10 is the gap, and it seems like he closes every corner. Right on board with the 28, excuse me, the 24. A little bit loose there as he exited the corner. Gonna hurt his exit speed there. It's currently 6 laps to go in the race tonight. Justin Laxton looking like he's going to go home leading 121 out of the 125 laps tonight. Only 4 he has not led due to green flag pit stops. But overall, I think 121 out of the 125, not too bad of a mark here. Here comes the 24 now, underneath the 26. Will he be able to get it through the middle of the corner? He does. He's able to clear the 26. So put the 24 of Rusty Capel into the top 5. Question is, can that 26 Gerald Harper get back to him? And the 26 actually going to go around there on the front straightaway. No caution, surprisingly. The 26 slow on the racetrack. Somehow that was not a caution. Not quite sure what exactly happened to Gerald. Just loose exiting for there and had to chase it all the way down the front straightaway. So tough ending to the night for the 26 Gerald Harper. I'm pretty sure his suspension is fairly well messed up there, but he's just going to finish it out here. Looking like that truck was crab walking just a little bit. 53, 2 laps to go here. Just taking that. It almost seems like a repeat from last week. However, last week it seemed like some of the guys had a better shot at the 53, but white flag is out currently. So again, Justin Laxton going to go home leading 121 out of 125 laps here tonight. Coming around to take the checkered flag here. Pure domination for this 53 of Justin Laxton. Back-to-back wins. He wins it at Richmond. Justin Brown going to come home second. Jess Story third. Richard Hines fourth. And Rusty Capel will round out your top five. And just like he did last week, Justin Laxton going to burn it down here, and he's going to get to victory lane, actually, and then burn it down. Gonna park it for the pictures and then burn her down. So while he does that, going to get everybody set for the interviews, take you through where everybody finished, and then finish her out here tonight. We'll be right back. And we welcome you back to the Richmond International Raceway for the Hardline Truck Series painted by Overdrive Graphics. Just learning here tonight that it seems like some of these guys missing the race here tonight due to some power issues over in the North Carolina area. So tough break for them tonight, but seemed like Justin Laxton, no issues tonight. Take it to victory lane. Again, 121 out of 125 laps led as we'll take you through where everybody finished here tonight. Again, Justin Laxton coming home with the victory here tonight. Justin Brown second. Jess Story third. Richard Hines fourth. Rusty Capel fifth. Gerald Harper sixth. Jonathan Christopher seventh. David Hain eighth. William Werman ninth. And William Long 10th. And then Jonathan Wall going to come home 11th. And that'll round out the field here tonight. Now we'll bring in the winner of tonight's race, Justin Laxton. Justin, you got us?
Yeah, I got you guys.
All right, well, only one word to describe tonight. domination and leading 121 out of 125 laps tonight. Safe to say you guys had a pretty good truck.
Yeah, I hopped into a testing room a little bit before the race started tonight, and just to kind of get a feel for the setup, and it just felt way loose. And I was kind of talking to some guys, and for some reason, when we got in this session, it was great. But the Zaka Recovery Chewable Chevy, everybody at all travel sizes and Going Broke Racing, I mean, they gave me a great truck tonight.
So it almost seemed like last week some guys were able to stay up with you and then kind of fall off towards the later portion of a run. Did it seem like that 26 early in the race might give you a little bit of issues tonight?
Yeah, Gerald's really good on the short tracks, so I thought he was gonna probably be the class of the field. And then Brown, he was right there with me, and I really thought that they were kind of giving me little fits tonight, but I was just happy we were able to run away with it.
All right. Well, congratulations on the win. 2 in a row here for the Hardline Truck Series, and congratulations on that. And we'll see you next week.
Yeah, hopefully we talk to you again next week too.
Yes, sir. All right. So now we'll bring in our second place finisher, Justin Brown. Justin, you got us.
Yeah, I got you.
All right. Well, second consecutive second place finish here tonight can't be too bad, but again, finishing second to that 53 truck here tonight.
Yeah, Laxton had a pretty good truck all night. My goal was just to try to save one right front, keep the rear tires on it. I mean, second place isn't bad when you have a guy running that fast laps the whole race.
And I mentioned this to Justin as well. It seemed like that 26 early in the race might have been a force to be reckoned with here. It seemed like he was kind of what the 22 was last week in terms of speed he had.
Yeah, I think the 26 had good short run speed. I know at the beginning of the race he did. Once we got towards the end of the race, I don't. Maybe he was driving a little too hard early. Um, then he was dropping back a little bit, but he had a good short run speed in the first half of the race.
All right. Well, congratulations on second, and we'll see you next week.
All right, appreciate it.
All right. So that's going to wrap it up for us here tonight. Tomorrow night, it's going to be Upper Edge Racing London Recreational Cup Series presented by Road Life. It's going to be at Charlotte. And then after that, it's going to be our All-Star race. But don't think you should miss Charlotte Motor Speedway tomorrow night. It should be a good race, and those guys always put on a great show, especially if you didn't check out Flat Out Motorsports' tweet earlier today. Side-by-side racing between Michael Araya and Raleigh Grant Davis. So it should be a good show tonight. Don't miss that, but a good race here tonight in the Hardline Truck Series. And so next week should see as much action as we saw tonight, and a good race tonight. And again, don't want to miss tomorrow. So unfortunately, Michael was not able to join us tonight, but will be back for the Upper Edge race tomorrow. So we thank you for watching tonight. I'm Justin Kolb, and we'll see you next week.